What up, T Squad? It's me, Keisha, and I'm here with this week's All Tea, All Shade, Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, Season 14, Episode 10 review. I was not expecting for this week's episode to be as good as it was. It was a really, really good episode, and I got a lot to talk about. So let's start off with the fact that it's going to cost Erica $37,000 to redecorate that god awful living room and her outdoor patio area. For $37,000, I could have redid that whole dang on house and probably still had money left over. Like, girl, what? And I say, girl, what? Because we know you're on a budget. Like, you ain't got nothing to prove, girl. You still got more money than all of us. But $37,000. Like, I'm literally about to redo my living room. And I spent $600 this morning because I ordered everything this morning, y'all. I paid $600 and I got two arched bookshelves to go in my living room. I got me a brand new area rug, a 9x12 area rug, which is humongous. I got 4 new bar stools. And I got 2 sconces, 2 wall sconces for $600. Erica, you should have came and hollered at your girl. And I will be documenting all of this for you guys. But anywho, so then we see Sutton and Garcelle. And Sutton asked Garcelle to go to Augusta with her to meet her mama, Miss rhobh, honey. Yes. Who we know she has had a very strenuous relationship with. Sutton says that, her mother often praises and congratulates and supports her ex-husband Christian and his accomplishments, but she does not do the same for her. And Sutton even went as far as to cry and say that she doesn't even think her mother even likes her. And that broke my heart. It really broke my heart that Sutton feels this way. She feels this inadequacy when it comes to her relationship with her mother. And the more this episode went on, the more I saw a lot of myself in my mother's relationship with in Sutton and her mom's. I really felt Sutton, and then it honestly explained a lot about Sutton, to be honest with you. But one thing that I was shocked about was the fact that she invited Kyle, of all people, to go with them. I'm like, why did you invite Kyle? Kyle don't even like you. I don't know why Sutton thinks that they have this friendship, because they don't. She tolerates you, but she don't really like you for real. Kyle does not consider Sutton a friend. You know what I'm saying? Like, if the roles were reversed, she wouldn't have been inviting you. I immediately thought why she didn't invite Erica out of all of the women, considering the fact that they both have a tie of being from Atlanta, being from the South. This could have been a really good bonding experience for them. And I actually like it when it's Garcelle, Sutton, and Erica. There is a camaraderie there when they all get together, they laugh, and they have a really good time. And it allows Sutton to open up and be a little bit more loose. So I was very shocked by Kyle being invited. I was like, why? Whatever. But Dorit has Boz over, and she lets Boz know that she reached out to PK to talk about the kids. Because remember, she told us on last week's episode that her son Jagger asked, are they getting a divorce and all of this stuff. And she said that man didn't even bother to respond. And so she said she reached back out to him again and was like, really, PK? And that man responded back to her and said, I'm at a wedding. Fuck them kids. That's literally basically what he said. And I'm like, girl, You shouldn't even be surprised by this, because this isn't the first time that she said that he has gone weeks without reaching out to the kids and all of this stuff. So PK don't care about them kids, child. PK done raised his kids, I guess, from his previous marriage, because PK got grown kids. So that old man ain't got no time to be worrying about no little kids. Them are your kids, Dorit. He will see them at graduation and at one of their weddings. Other than that, no, 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 no. So then we go to Bose and her boo thing Keely. They go out to dinner, and what a shirt he had on. What a shirt. What a shirt that was. I was like, okay, he is spicy. All right, honey. Okay. But they discuss, well, she brings up them having babies. She's what, 46, 47 years old. And like she said, if we gonna do this, then I need to be getting on the good foot, because if I'm gonna personally carry it, that's a short window, Um, and she says also, I would like to be married before we go into the whole baby of it all. And he then thanks her for allowing him to move on his own time, basically thanking her for not pretty much pressuring him into the situation and giving him a minute to, like, get himself prepared or get himself together. And I was really confused by this, because when we first were introduced to Keely, it was given very much, I want to be with you. You're going to be my wife. I want to have a family with you. And this was coming from him. So, and it was her sitting there absorbing it and taking everything in, like, okay, he really serious about me. But now it's, it seems like he's a little hesitant. And I was very taken aback by that. Like, what is going on here between them? And then to find out on next week's episode that they ain't even told each other I love you yet, but then y'all sitting up here trying to plan a family. Like, Bose, I thought you were smarter than this. I thought that you were way smarter than this. I'm thinking that you are the smart woman in the room. Please don't give me that you're great in business but horrible in your personal life, ma'am. Because this is idiotic at this point. Please stop. Stop, Bose. So then Kyle and Mauricio go to the Pow Pow range, so she can protect herself if she does, decide to get a Pow Pow, because they've had several break-ins when they were together. And Kyle come dressed like she Laura Croft. It was like the lesbian was just oozing out of her pores, child. Especially when she got that pow pow in her hand, honey. She had her stance ready, and she gave us butch realness. I was like, this is her lane right here. Like, she felt more comfortable there than I've even seen her on a shopping spree, okay? But afterwards, they sit down and they talk, and she asks him how his new place is, and he was like, it's good, and he over there eating canned soup and stuff like that. And she says that for her, it's tough because he's moved into a new space, new energy, new experiences, and she's still there at their marital home where all the memories and energy is, and their children, and then the kids are grown now, so they got their own lives, and she's there alone, and it's hard for her. And I actually teared up, and y'all know I don't even see it for Kyle, but I felt her. I did feel her on that, because it has to be a very jarring experience to go from being with somebody for what, almost 30 years or something like that, to then navigating life on your own. I remember my longest relationship was 5.5 years. And I remember after we broke up and I went to the grocery store by myself for the first time, and I didn't even know how to shop anymore, because I was so used to him taking the lead and doing the shopping, and I would just sit back. You know what I'm saying? So I had to learn how to shop for myself again. So I get it. I get that. But this is where the confusion comes in for me, because she's crying and he's hugging her and consoling her. But I'm like, it's so much missing from this that we have not been privy to because Kyle doesn't want to talk about anything. She voiced to us last season that Mauricio did something that was unforgivable. Well, no, she said this at the reunion or was the reunion before that? I can't remember. But she said to us that he did something unforgivable. And that's why they were separating or whatever. We still don't know to this day what that unforgivable thing was. We can only assume that it was something involving probably infidelity, right? And the way it was presented to us was like she was the one that wanted the separation, right? We've seen her out here gallivanting for the last 2 years with Morgan Wade. And it wasn't until the last year that Mauricio moved out of the home. So I'm just like, I'm left with the question of, did you want this separation or did you feel like you had to have this separation? Because I'm confused. Like, I'm so confused. And maybe I'm confused because she's confused. Because it's like, what do you want? Because every time you're around Mauricio, it's given that you don't like the fact that he's comfortable with moving on. I think that she's feeling some type of way that he's not crying and begging to be with her. But it's then on the flip side is you got this whole woman over here that you've been licking on for the last 2 years. So I'm just so confused by it all because Kyle, you're not going to make me sit up here and believe that you up in that house by yourself. You're just not. If Morgan ain't coming over there laying up in the bed with you, then you most definitely going over there laying up in the bed with her. So you can cut it. But if she were more transparent, I think that I would be able to maybe connect with her more and sympathize with her more. And I just can't really find myself doing that. But Sutton and Kyle and Garcelle head to Augusta. And we see her Augusta home, which was fabulous. It was so beautiful. It was just so southern, especially the outdoor, the exterior of the home with the columns on the front or whatever. I love the outdoor of the house. The indoor the inside of the house was, very old school, very neat country-esque, type of decor, but it was very homey and very beautiful and warm and inviting. And rhobh arrives. Sutton mama, rhobh. I don't know who that man was with her. It wasn't her daddy because we know her daddy pow-powed himself. So I don't know if that was rhobh man or what. But baby, rhobh came up in that house and Garcelle was the first person to say hello and give her a hug. And I noticed it wasn't a very warm hug. It was a very, hello, nice to meet you, okay. And I was like, okay, I'm wondering about the energy from Miss rhobh. I'm like, do you not like the blacks, rhobh? What's going on, rhobh? But then she hugged Sutton next, and it was the same hug. And I said, oh, she just don't like nobody. So it ain't got nothing to do with race. Because she hugged Kyle the same way. The only caveat was that she actually told Kyle that she was pretty. And Garcelle said, she didn't tell me I was pretty. So then I noticed that Sutton was kind of very cold towards her mother because the mother was like, what are y'all about to do? Oh, we're about to go to lunch or whatever. We got to go. She was just like ready to get away from her mother and very curt towards her mother. And I hate to say that I identify with Sutton's behavior. I hate to admit that, but I get it. So then Garcelle goes and gets a gift that she got for rhobh, and she gives her this beautiful box. We got a bow on it and everything. And she was like, here, I wanted to give you this. And rhobh was like, what is it? She was like, well, I can't tell you, open up. She was like, well, I wanted you to tell me, it ain't no snake in here, is it? And she was like, no, not for me. So then rhobh opens the box and it's a beautiful scarf. And she said, oh, it's a scarf? And said, yeah. She looked at that scarf like, the fuck is this shit? Like, what the fuck I need with a scarf for, bitch? What? Y'all, old people are the funniest because when you get to 80 something, you don't give a damn what you say to anybody. You gonna just say the first thing that come to your mind. You don't care if it hurt their feelings or nothing. And she's not like racist or anything like that. She's just an old mean woman with no filter and no regard for other people's feelings. And I was like, she treat her own daughter this way, Garcelle. You should not be surprised that she got this energy towards you. But yo, it was funny. So, Reba then says to Garcelle, I've heard a lot about you. And Garcelle says, I hope good. And she said, we'll see. Excuse you, Reba. Baby. So then they go outside to see Reba's home because Reba's home is right in the back. And her house was very beautiful. It reminded me of like a home in like Italy or something like that. And Garcelle says, I love your grandchildren. They're beautiful and, very smart. And she says, well, James is kind of weird. I'm like, how you gonna call your grandbaby weird? And Garcelle, trying to be polite, was like, yeah, I have a weird one too. And she said, I know, I seen him. I said, what? Like, wait a minute. Who you talking to, Reba? Baby, I stand Reba. I stand her. I bow down to thee. I love her. I think she might be one of the best housewives, moms ever. Okay? Because she don't give a damn. Her and Mama Joyce together, give them their own show. Oh my God. Ebony and Ivory on the road. Baby. Hit television show. Because Ruby don't give a damn about nothing. Okay? Nothing. And Sutton was so mortified. She was so mortified by her mom's behavior. And, this is what she feared because she knows her mother is rude, pretty much. She is rude, okay? Kyle knew better. Kyle just sat back and shut up because she ain't want the smoke, okay? She did not want that smoke. But baby, I live for Reba. So then, Kathy has Dorit, Bose, and Erica over for dinner. And they wonder why Erica wasn't the one invited to Augusta. And like I said earlier, I wondered the same thing. Okay. And even Erica wondered that as well. And she also said to Garcelle, I think it was Garcelle that was the one that told her, if I'm not mistaken. And she was like, she should have shared that with the sisterhood. Because, Sutton has been all about this sisterhood all season. But I understood why she didn't invite the other girls or Erica for that matter, because of how her mama is. Her mother is very embarrassing and very curt. And y'all already don't like me for real. I wouldn't want to give them that ammunition to hold that over me or be embarrassed in front of them. You know what I'm saying? So I got why she didn't invite them. So Kathy gonna say, I wonder why I wasn't invited. And it was funny, but I understood it because her and Sutton do have a relationship with one another. So then they get to talking, and I think they were served some type of pasta dish, and she was like, yeah, I love this because I'm Italian. And they was like, for real? And Erica was like, how did you find out? 23andMe, Ancestry.com. And she was like, no, it was this woman that I met and she just knew everything about me. And she told me that I was Italian and Chinese 1000 BC. I was like, what? Who was this lady and how does she know this about you? There was no context given about where this information came from. Good night, Kathy Hilton. Good night, ma'am. That lady is funny. So then Bose tells Kathy that, since she's joined the group, she hasn't really been able to connect with Kyle, and that Kyle comes across cold to her and basically was asking for advice about how to like navigate a relationship with Kyle. And Kathy was like, she doesn't even really push Kyle for like information or talking to her about what's going on with her and Mauricio because she gets, how Kyle get, all overwhelmed and acting crazy and stuff. So she says that even she treads lightly when it comes to Kyle. And Bose was like, oh, so she just not a biz naive to me. She a biz naive to everybody. Got it. That's what I took from that. So then they get to talking about Dorit and PK. And Kathy, I forgot what was said before this, but Kathy says, who wouldn't love PJ? Dorit looked and Erica said PK. Yeah, PK. I just want to go and spend the night at Kathy's house because I know that I would be on the floor laughing the whole time because that lady is funny and I don't even think she realized how funny she is. So then Kathy was like, I think he's a very good father, correct? And Dorit says no. And I think it was shocking for me that she finally said it and wasn't sugarcoating it anymore. But Dorit says in her confessional, PK would disappear for weeks and never call the kids. And she was the one having to say, dad is just working. He loves you. He misses you and all of these things covering for him. And I'm like, the writing has been on the wall for quite some time, Miss Dorit. Like, no, 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 no. And I've been said that he ain't gonna be fooling with them kids. I said that earlier this season. That PK and them kids, girl, you are a single mother moving forward. That man is not thinking about you or them kids. And it should have shown you as soon as he was able to disappear for weeks on end and not even call his children, meaning he didn't even call you. I don't understand why you didn't file for divorce then. Okay? So then Kathy was like, how old is he? And Dorit said 56. And Kathy said, when I first met him, I thought he was 56. And Bo said, ooh, girl, shade. And she was like, and it was so smooth. It was some smooth shade. But I'm like, Kathy for once, 56. PK wasn't 56 when they first got on the show. I thought PK was like in his 70s. Girl, that is some spoiled skim milk there, okay? That he been looking like that for... I feel like that man lying. I Googled it. Sure enough, he's supposed to be 57, but I think that is a bold-faced lie. That is a lie from the depths of hell, okay? So then Dorit says that he sent her a scathing 7-page email saying that in a month or two, she would be responsible for the mortgage, everything with the house. He came at her about custody and finances and all of this stuff. How you just gonna tell me what the fuck I'm gonna be responsible for and we married? You just telling me, oh yeah, this your responsibility now. It don't work like that, boo-boo. The hell is you talking about? And so Bose was like, do you think he still wants to be married to you? And Dorit says, no, I don't. And Erica says, then what are you waiting for? Same thing I want to know, girl, because the signs is there, okay? It is hitting you in the face. And Dorit brings up that she just found out that if you get divorced before your 10-year mark, that it won't be a 50-50 split. And I said, no, this man ain't. No, this man ain't. But I was like, this is what men do. This is what men will do. And so Bose was like, okay, well, when is it 10 years for y'all? And Dorit was like, in 6 months. And she was like, girl. Well, it's obvious that they didn't get divorced by the 10-year mark. You know what I'm saying? So it's 50-50. So Erica was like, moving forward, he is not your friend. He is not the man that you married anymore. He is not your husband. He is your adversary. And that's how you got to proceed moving forward. And that was some real true tea. Real true tea. And this is my thing though with with Erica. I wish she would give this same energy to Kyle. Be this blunt with Kyle instead of babying her and sugarcoating everything for her. Okay? So Dorit was like, don't you think I have to be sure if I don't want to go back? And Erica said, he doesn't want you back. And I know that might have been harsh, but she needed to hear that because, girl, it is over. It was over the moment he ran and got him a new place and told you that y'all won't be speaking 5 times a day anymore. It was over then. He was telling you in a nice, nasty way that, yeah, this is a wrap. I'm putting a bow on this. We're done. Yeah, Dorit, there's nothing for you to go back to. But she gets that now. Like I told y'all, I think on last week's episode, she got her new little boo thing she been dating. So good for her. And I can't wait to see how this divorce is going to go because, they have been in financial ruins for quite some time. So I don't even know if it's any money that is to be gotten. You know what I'm saying? So we shall see, baby. We shall see. But this was a really, really good episode. I really, truly enjoyed it. I'm going to give this week's episode of Beverly Hills an A. It was really good. I love you guys, and I will see you on the next video. Bye.